are you? When you dream in your dreams, you dreams to men they call it mass disturbance. In the uncharted corridors of non-existence, I'm sitting on the table, staring into space. Sit out now, I'm crazy. And then look at you. It's a day you were the dream of the man in the boat by a suit, and I thought he was real. He was. It's a strange world. And all of us became a useless cover. Each graph, 400 optics, some of had stranger dreams. I've had stranger dreams. I've had stranger dreams between you and man came by from the government. Says he's been listening to your refrigerator again. To the motel in the center of town, drinking coffee to fuel his brain, and his sense of shit on you. It's a strange world. One day his eyes are gonna fall out. Way too late. For too long I've had strange dreams. I've had strange dreams. I've had strange dreams between you and for some reason I play this song every time I'm in the UK, and I never play this song anywhere else. It has nothing to do with the UK. I wrote it, I was standing outside in a park, and I saw these two crows eating these wasps. And I was like, that's amazing. On the ground, the crows are eating the wasps. And the wasps are dying in the mouths of crows. On the ground at sunrise. Let's done it, this ain't an adventure. My brain is running on my wall. Perfect takes a dirty life for a secret. Seems like a boy girl trading to his kids, trading behind the tunnel like a little office and pretending that what a world exists. I'm standing here waiting what's a key now. Energetic picture like a robin slipping by the space between life and death. And sometimes we all live in the ground where the crows are eating the wasps. And the wasps are dying in the mouths of crows. On the ground at sunrise. A tree on the ground where the crows are eating the wasps. And the wasps couple of years ago, and this guy comes up to me after the gig, and he's wearing an Alcatraz uniform because it's Halloween, but he was the only one who dressed up. Because y'all don't do Halloween here, it's bizarre. But Halloween's every day for me. And apparently for this guy too. He was in an Alcatraz uniform, and he comes up to me and he's like, "Crows don't eat wasps." And I'm like, "Yeah, they do." I saw it. And I second-guessed myself for a little bit. I was like, maybe they were yellow jackets or hornets or honeybees or something, or sweat bees. I don't even know if sweat bees exist. My cousin tried to convince me they do. But I don't know. But they were wasps. He came up to me like the next time we played a gig together and he's like, "Yeah, crows do eat wasps. And why didn't you play that song tonight?" And I'm like, "I forgot. I'll play it for you in Chatham." And he's like, "Okay, but I'm not going to Chatham." I'm like, "Okay. Well, there will be other humans at Chatham." Thanks for coming out, by the way. Woo! So this is a bizarre story. About 4 years ago, I was walking home from a gig. It was about 3 in the morning on a Monday night, which is also a Tuesday morning, like the space between a Monday night and a Tuesday morning. And I'm walking home from a gig, and this was in the East Village of Manhattan, which is like the center of New York City. And I was just trying to get home, and it was going to take me at least an hour to get home. But I'm standing and waiting for the stoplight on the other side of the street from the train station, and I've got my guitar on my back, and I'm just waiting for that stoplight, And I'm sitting there, and I'm standing there, and that stoplight won't move. It was one of those stoplights that just doesn't move. And suddenly there's this guy, this old guy, Carlos. He's sitting in a wheelchair. He tells me his name's Carlos, but his name's probably Edward or something. But it was like 3 in the morning, so I didn't really care. So he comes up to me, and he's in a wheelchair, and he's on the same side of the street as me, but he's not waiting for the stoplight. He's just sitting there, and he's singing. He's like, "The sky's on fire." And he does it again. He's like, "The sky's on fire." And I'm just standing there waiting for the stoplight, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "I'm talking about this guy, me. I'm Carlos, and I'm on fire." I'm like, "You're on fire? Really? Do you want me to like call a hospital or something?" And he's like, "Fuck the hospitals. They don't know how to do anything here anyway." I'm like, "That's true. I grew up here and they really don't do anything here. Especially if you're uninsured, like almost everyone here. In the US, not the UK. I really hope y'all keep the NHS, because you need that." But we don't have that in my country. So this guy Carlos, he was just sitting there and talking about how he was on fire, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm on fire. Take out that guitar and play me a melody." And I'm like, "Okay." I took out my guitar and I'm like, and he's like, "Do that again." I'm like, "Really? That melody?" He's like, "Yeah, do that melody." I'm like, "Well, that's the melody that I use in like 10,000 of the songs I've written." And he's like, "I don't care. Do it for my song." I'm like, "Okay, let's work on a song together, Carlos." He's like, "Yes, yes, I'm like, "Carlos, that's amazing. Really, Carlos, that's amazing." He's like, "No, dude, that is amazing. That's my song." And I'm like, "Yeah, this is a song." He's like, You are going to be a one-hit wonder with this song. You are going to take this song all over the world, and it is going to be your hit. It's going to be your only hit. And you're going to be famous, and when you're famous, you're going to make a lot of money, and when you're making a lot of money, you're going to start paying royalties to me, Carlos. I'm on fire. And I'm like, "Carlos, I have no interest in ever being famous or making a lot of money at any point in my life. can I just write a song about you? Because I think you're fascinating. And he's like, sure, do that instead. Well, Carlos, you just possibly turned down the biggest royalty check of your life. And he's like, I don't care. I'm like, good, me neither. I just got my statement from my online sales for the past year, and it amounted to $0.00, which is about 0 quid and 0 pence. So I asked Carlos, so what's this thing about this guy? Why is he on fire? What's so fiery about this guy? You Carlos. Why are you on fire? And he's like, well, you know this girl, Alicia? I'm like, who? Alicia Keys, he says. I'm like, I don't know anything about this girl, Alicia Keys. And he's like, well, she's not a girl. She's probably an old lady by now. And I'm like, amazing. Well, what about her? And he's like, well, she has a song called This Girl Is on Fire. And I'm like, so what's that about? And he's like, well, I'm on fire too. And I'm like, that's great. Maybe you should, like, I don't know, send her a letter or something. And he's like, I can't. She's married to her manager. And I'm like, Carlos, this is tragic. I'm gonna write a song about you. So I took the train home. It was the F train. It took me about an hour. I got home at like 5 in the morning, and I'm sitting in my room, and the sun is rising, and I wrote this song. It's called Carlos is on Fire, and Alicia doesn't know. Carlos is on fire, and Alicia doesn't know, because she's famous in the middle, and I'm out. He's just a little man with a wheelchair, sitting with the strangers. There's no single one that she'll see, no single one that she'll notice. He's better than anyone she knows. I'm just a Cannonball Statman with a guitar. Yeah, that's all I know. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this fire. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this fire. So give your camera, I don't know how to use it. Save it for someone who really he's firing else. I'm gonna do one more, and then y'all are gonna get drunk or go to sleep or something. I've been on tour for the past 4 months, so I'm gonna fall asleep. But not on stage, not yet. I have too much energy to do that. Are there any dogs in the room, by the way? I heard a few. Any cats? Any sheep? We've got a lot of sheep here tonight. That's bizarre. That never happens. One time I played a gig in Bavaria, which is like southeast Germany, and there were like 100 cows and like 30 people. But that's because it was also a cow farm. And they fed us Bavarian sausages that night. And then I got into this crazy fight with the owner because the owners were trying to convince me that milk and butter are 2 different things. Like that butter isn't made from milk. And I'm like, no, butter is made from milk. You have 100 cows here that can demonstrate that if you want. And they're like, no, butter is not made from milk. And I'm like, no, butter is made from milk. They're like, no, butter is fat. I'm like, yeah, it's fat. It's milk fat. This is a song about being part human and part dog. And in the last verse, y'all are going to make animal noises. And if you're a human, then you can just say human, 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 human over and over again. I know it's boring, but if you're human, then you're probably not as cool as a dog or a cat or a sheep or a cow or whatever. And cows can be kind of boring too.